So we start with question 1a. What is the midpoint of A B is 2,4. So first step, make sure that you name your coordinates xy, y1, x1, y1, x2, and y2. So midpoint formula, I'll just use MP for short. It's x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, so what is our x1? It's 0 plus x2, it's 2 divided by 2. What's our y1? 9 plus y2, 4 divided by 2. Okay, so 0 plus 2 is 2 over 2. 9 plus 4 is 13 over 2. So of course, 2 over 2 divided by 2, it's 1. 13 divided by 2, you can leave it like this, it's okay. Or if you want, you can leave it as a mixed fraction. Okay, we go to B, which is A and C. Midpoint of A and C. A is of course 0 and 9, and C, it's of course -3, -5. Okay, so this is our x1, y1, x2, y2 here. Okay, so midpoint is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, so our x1 is 0, our x2 is -3. Make sure you put it in brackets to avoid confusions. Divided by 2. Our y1 is 9, our y2 is -5. Okay, divided by 2. Okay, 0 plus -3 is -3 divided by 2, comma 9 plus -5, it's 9. It's okay, if you want you can do this to avoid making mistakes, but if you can calculate, you can see that the answer is 4 there. So it's going to be -3 over 2. 9 minus 5 is 4, 2, which you can reduce further here, because 4 over 2 is 1 over 2. Okay, so the final answer, 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the final answer is going to be -3 over 2, comma 2. I've just run out of space. We go to C. So C, we have B, which is 2,4, and we have C, which is -3, -5. Okay, so first we name them. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. So midpoint is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, so midpoint x1 is 2 plus x2 -3 divided by 2, comma y1 is 4 plus y2 is -5. Okay, -5 divided by 2. Okay, so we have 2 positive times negative, it's -3 divided by 2, comma 4 positive times negative is -5 divided by 2, comma, so 2 minus 3 it's 1 over 2, comma 4 minus 5 is -1 over 2. Okay, so actually yeah, 2 minus 3 is -1 over 2, so it's -1 over 2, -1 over 2. Okay, we go to D. So on D we have C, which is -3, comma -5, and D, which is -4, comma 14. Okay, so midpoint, it's we name them first, by the way, x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so midpoint is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, so our x1 is -3, our x2 is -4 divided by 2, our y1 is -5, our y2 is 14 divided by 2. Okay, so it's going to be -3. Positive times negative is -4 divided by 2, comma -5 plus 14 is 19 divided by 2. Okay. Ooh, is it that I'm tired? -5 plus 14 is not 19. Okay. -5 plus 14, it's 9. 9 divided by 2. Okay. So from here, -3, -4 is -7 divided by 2, comma 9 divided by 2. So we can leave it here. We go to question E. So question E, we have A 0, 9 and D -4, 14. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So midpoint is equal to x1 plus x2, okay, y1 plus y2. So you can't forget this formula after solving all these questions. Okay, so what's our x1? 0 plus x2 -4, comma 2. Okay, then what's our y1? Y1 is 9 plus 14 over 2. Okay, so it's going to be 0 plus positive times negative is -4, so we'll just write -4 there. 9 plus 14 is going to be 23 divided by 2. So -4 divided by 2 is -2. 23 over 2. Okay, we go to the last one, F. Okay, so F, it's B and D. So we have B, which is 2, 4, and D, which is -4, 14. So this is x1, y1, this is x2, y2. So midpoint is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, so what's our x1? Our x1 is 2 plus x2 is -4 divided by 2. What's our y1? It's 4 plus y2 is 14 divided by 2. Okay, so it will be 2. Positive times negative is -4 divided by 2. Let me just do this. So positive times negative is -4 divided by 2, comma 4 plus 14 it's 18 divided by 2. Okay, so 2 minus 4 is -2 over 2. 18 divided by 2 it's 9. Okay, so here -2 divided by 2, it will give you -1. So the final answer will be something like this, -1, comma 9, because -2 divided by 2, it's -1. Okay, we are done with midpoint. So let's go to distance or between 2 points. Okay, so we start, that is question 2. So A, we have these 2 points, A, which is 0, 9, and B, which is 2, 4. Again, the first thing is to name them x1, y1, x2, y2. So distance is given by square root of x1 minus x2, or if you want, you can start x2 minus x1, doesn't matter, square root, plus y1 minus y2, square root. Okay, so it's going to be distance is equal to square root. What is our x1? It's 0 minus 2 square root plus 9 minus 4 square root. Okay, so distance will be equal to square root of 0 minus 2 is negative 2 in brackets squared plus 9 minus 4. 9 minus 4 it's 5 squared. So distance will be negative 2 squared is equal to 4 plus 5 squared is 25. So distance will be equal to square root of 4 plus 25, which is 29 units. Okay, if it was a square number, like a number that has a square root, you could have gone further to get its square root, but this one has no square root, and this is paper 1 where you are not expected to use a calculator. So in such a case, you leave it like this, but most of the questions will have a square number that has a square root. We go to B. B, they want us to find the distance between BC. So B is 2, 4, and C is negative 3, negative 5. Okay, so this is x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so distance as usual is square root of x1 minus x2 square root plus y1 minus y2 square root. Okay, so distance will be square root of x1 is 2 minus x2 is negative 3. So you put it in brackets, don't forget that, power 2 plus y1 y1 is 4 minus y2, put it in brackets, which is negative 5. You close the bracket, you close the other bracket, power 2 outside there. Okay, so distance is equal to square root. So this is 2, negative times negative, it's plus 2 plus 3 squared, plus negative times negative, it's plus, so it will be 4 plus 5 square root. So distance is equal to square root 2 plus 3, it's 5 squared, plus 4 plus 5, it's 9 squared. So distance is equal to 5 squared 25 plus 9 squared 81. Okay, so the final answer will be distance is equal to 25 plus 81 is going to be 106 units. Again, this is not a square number, so we leave it here. We go to question C. So C, we have C itself, which is negative 3, negative 5, and D, which is negative 4, 14. Okay, so this is x1, y1, this is x2, y2. So distance is equal to square root of x1 minus x2 square root plus y1 minus y2 square root. So distance will be equal to square root. What's our x1 is negative 3 minus our x2 is negative 4 in brackets, okay, squared, plus what's our y1 negative 5 minus what's our y2 14 squared. So it's going to be distance is equal to square root of negative 3, negative times negative, it's plus 4 squared, plus negative 5, negative 14 is negative 19 squared. So distance will be equal to square root of negative 3 plus 4, it's 1 squared, plus 19 squared. Okay, let me just write it like that, negative 19 squared. So distance will be equal to square root of 1 plus because 1 squared is 1 and negative 19 squared is 361. Okay, so distance will be equal to 1 plus 361 is going to be 362. I've run out of space, but it's going to be like this, square root of 362 units. Okay, we got question D. I won't show you the answer for that brain teaser. It's just for fun. So going to question D. Going to question D, we have AC. So A is 0, 9 and C is negative 3, negative 5. Okay, so this is our x1, y1, x2, y2. So distance, as we know, is square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. So distance is equal to square root of, what's our x1? 0 minus x2. x2 is negative 3, you put it in brackets, squared, plus y1. y1 it's 9, y2 it's negative 5, you put it in brackets, okay, squared. So distance will be equal to 0, negative times negative is plus, so you're going to remain with 3 squared, plus negative times negative is plus, so it's 9 plus 5 squared. Okay, so distance is equal to square root of 3 squared is 9, plus 9 plus 5 it's 13, I mean 14, so it's 14 squared, it's going to give you 196. Okay, so distance is equal to square root of 205 units. We go to E. So E, it's AD. So A, it's it's 0, 9, and D, it's negative 4, 14. Okay, so this is our x1, y1. This is our x2, y2. So distance is equal to square root of x1 minus x2 square root, square, plus y1 minus y2 squared. Okay, so distance is equal to square root of, what's our x1? 0 minus 4 square, plus 9 minus 14 squared. So distance is equal to square root of, negative times negative is positive, so it's going to be 4 squared, plus 9 minus 14. 9 minus 14 is negative 5 squared. Okay, so distance is equal to 4 squared, it's 16. Negative 5 squared is 25. Okay, so distance is going to be equal to square root of 41 units. We go to the last one, F. So F, we have BD. Okay, so B is 2, 4, and D is negative 4, 14. Okay, so this is x1, y1, sorry for that, this is x2, y2. So distance is equal to square root of x1 minus x2 squared, plus y1 minus y2 squared. Okay, so distance is equal to square root of, what's our x1? 2 minus x2 negative 4 squared, plus y1 it's 4 minus y2 14 squared. So distance is equal to square root of, it's going to be negative times negative, it's positive, 2 plus 4 squared, plus 4 minus 14 is negative 10 squared. So distance is equal to square root of 2 plus 4, 6 squared. Okay, let me just write it here, plus negative 10 squared is 100. So distance is equal to square root of 6 squared is 36 plus 100. So distance will be equal to square root of 136 units. Okay, so now we go to gradients now. So going to question 3, gradients. Okay, so we have A 0, 9 and B 2, 4. Again, we have to name, sorry for that, x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so gradient is represented by m and is given by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so y2 is 4 minus y1 is 9. Okay, x2 is 2 minus x1 is 0. So 4 minus 9 is negative 5. 2 minus 0 is 2. So this is the gradient. Okay, we go to B, which is B having 2 comma 4 and C having -3 comma -5. Okay, x1 y1 x2 y2. So gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so y2 is -5 minus 4, which is y1 over x2 -3 minus 2. So -5, -4 is -9, -3, -2 is -5. So the negative can cancel so that we have 9 over 5 as the gradient. We go to C. So C, we have CD, which is C is -3. It's -3, -5. So this is question C. And we have D, which is -4, 14. Okay, so this is x1 y1 x2 y2. Okay, so gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so what's our y2? It's 14 minus y1 is -5 over x2 is -4 minus x1 is -3. So it's going to be 14. Negative times negative is plus 5. Okay, here we have -4. Negative times negative, it's plus 3. Okay, so this will be 14 plus 5, 19. -4 plus 3 is -1. So negative 19 divided by -1 is -19. Sorry, -4 plus, is this 3 or 5? X1, what is our x1? Our x1 is, oh yes, so it's correct, it's -19. Okay, we go to D. So D has y2, sorry, D has A, which is 0, 0.9. So A, it's 0, 0.9, and C, which is -3, -5. Okay, so this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. So gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2, it's -5 minus y1 9, x2 is -3 minus x1 0. So -5 -9 is -14, -3 minus 0 is -3. This can cancel. We have 14 over 3 as the gradient. Okay, we go to E. E, we have AD. Okay, so A, it's 0, 0.9, and D, it's -4, 14. Okay, so gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Y2 is 14 minus y1, which is 9. X2 is -4 minus x1, which is 0. So 14 minus 9, it's going to be 5. -4 minus 0 is -4. Okay, so you leave it here. We go to the last one, B, which is, F, which has BD. So B, it's 2, 4, and D, it's -4, 14. Okay, so this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. So gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 is 14 minus y1 4 over x2, it's -4 minus x1, which is 2. So 14 minus 4 is 10, -4, -2 is -6. Okay, so we can reduce 2 here, 5, 2 here, -3. So the final answer is 5, -5 over 3.